Alright, day 22, we're gonna pot these guys and get them into bigger pots. Because I feel like sooner or later we're just about to hit the bottom. So, get them moved first. Loosen these guys up. I fell there. Try not to bury his stem down too deep. He's not a tomato plant. There we go. So Boji, it's over. I guess some fun little facts as I go through this. I apparently in the first video forgot to mention that I originally learned about the single seed challenge from Down Home Backyard Gardening. And that's when I also learned about Black Gumbo through him. Just randomly found him and saw about his seed challenge with the students with the spoon tomato. I kind of wanted to join in for this year. And I kind of just went with picking King of Bitter as I have a kind of like a stomach disorder that I don't make enough digestive enzymes, really more pancreas. And a lot of times I have to take digestive enzymes and a lot of times supplemental bitters to digest food. So I always thought it'd be interesting to actually try to grow things that you can use to make those. And so Keg decided he's gonna be very far to that. Right. Let's not push too hard on your roots. Come on. There we go. Come out. There we go. And you go. And I also want to up pot them because I'm trying to start working towards letting, whenever there's good days, start hearting these off. And I realized with these trays they're very weak. So they've not been very fun to move back and forth. Plus, got some seeds in here that didn't germinate that I might give another chance for other plants. So I plan to reuse the trays I dig stuff out of, like putting new dirt, and see if we can get them. Just have a marker. Where'd it go? I guess I can use this one. I do like these. I just bought these trays recently because they're really easy to help with like extra labeling. And just like these trays, they come with like little grams to kind of keep up with stuff. So if you forget or your label gets knocked out, say with by a cat, you remember what your stuff was. In fact, I don't need to be jinxing myself but I've been using a fan. I've been very surprised the cat has left these alone. In fact, that's why I actually did 2 seeds, because I figured she was going to get one of the King of Bitters. And probably listening to very interesting sounds if she did. Which is also why I chose the names of these. If you've ever watched The Ranking of Kings anime, you don't let Bougie cook. Because the King of Bitter, because of it's so bitter, it is notorious for being repulsive. In fact, when I told my chiropractor I was growing this, he said I'm about to torture myself. But that's kind of like a challenge to me. Because at the end, I actually have a capsule machine, so I can kind of show the different ways you can make it into a tea. You can put it in capsules, which people prefer to get around the taste of it. But I really kind of want to play with making different, like, herbal seasoning with it and see if I can come up with something that actually tastes good. Because it'd kind of be interesting to see if that's a way to balance out the bitter while also being able to put it into meals. Alrighty. I'm going to fill out this tray since I got some leftover peppers that didn't. Okay, the ones I got 2 of are Dole Espero. So I'll get them next. Though oddly enough, peppers have done really good for me this year. In fact, I had to up pot, if you notice the holes in earlier videos, had to up pot a couple of them because they were getting pretty big. Usually I have the opposite problem. I don't ever get them to sprout that easy. With this crazy weather we've been having, I'm a bit surprised by that. I'm actually happy someone who commented on a video to make, because they saw stuff getting leggy. I had my one heating mat decide to be not want to keep up with temperature at a point where it was struggling and had to turn it up high. Here then I wanted to get to the right temperature and forgot to turn it down. So I'm happy they suggested that, because it kind of saved me there, because I was wondering why certain things were growing too fast there for a second. Let's see here. Alright. Let me get under here. Come on. Up you go. Yeah, they're gonna have some fans. Oop, that's dirt going everywhere. And your hole you go. Yeah, so I have little buddies in this tray. I try to maximize my space because I really don't have a lot of space for starting seeds indoors. I got a lot of room outside, but not so much inside. In fact, I've recently learned about winter sowing, and I'm kind of interested next year. Especially because if I can get permission from work, I have a way to get a lot of clear, like, gallon jugs, no problem. That, especially if I wanted to start a lot of stuff, I might, especially cold stratification stuff. It'd be nice because I like doing those kind of growing things, but they do take up a lot of space if you try to do it in your refrigerator. In fact, I'm about to try to experiment, even though it's probably too late to do it, but we have so much cold weather happening in the next couple of weeks, off and on, that I'm going to do like some late strawberries in a gallon that I've saved up just to play with the technique. That and one of my trays, in fact, this one here, I put strawberries in it, not realizing strawberries were technically cold stratification plants. So if I get any strawberries from that, awesome. If not, I realized that mistake. Oh yeah, your little root was starting to get to the bottom. Boop, boop. Gets you some little more space. But because I'm also starting tomatoes next week, I want to move all these guys out of the way of these trays, because I've been using a fan on them to strengthen them. And I worry... Oop. Temperature probe's deciding it's running away again. It's a bad thing about this mat. I kind of want to look into some other ones. Sometimes it doesn't keep its temperature very well. But it also... the suction cup to its thing does not work. That's why I have like glass underneath here, because it worked really good with it for a while, but even now it doesn't like the glass. Alright, what pepper was that again? Oh. But yeah, what I want to do is try to reuse this tray. Since it is drying out, the ones that, like these here, I've checked them, they're not rotten. Like I unburied just slightly just to see. Because they're like seeds I saved from something I can't remember what it was. So, but they are trying to sprout, so I'll give this a little more time and so give some more moisture, put it back on a lid. But all these plants are too big to do that now. There we go. Let's do it this way since we're not covering up things that way. I guess I'll put like... It's also why I'm doing it this weekend because I use... oh, what is the software I've been using? I've been using a software to help keep up with all my seed starting times. And it's been very helpful, and I'm brain farting right now what it is. I'm actually debating on buying, like it's free right now, you can use it, but you can also upgrade to, like where you can have like unlimited calendars, like you can customize seeds, like with me, with liking doing medical herbs and other things like that. That would be a better feature for me, but I'm kind of holding off for just a little bit longer because I'm working on paying down some stuff. But I'm thinking of adding that as a subscription and canceling something else probably. I'm also trying to get like a goal of labeling stuff more. Because I've been notorious for getting seeds I save. Speaking of, that's why these two right here are called mystery bag pepper seeds. I believe they're shishito peppers, but I can't remember what I saved it from. So I rather go on the side of caution, just call it mystery bag. But I want to give them a little more chance. Like I said, I had digged them slightly up just to see out of curiosity what they were doing. Since I knew what these were, I have so many of these I've saved from the actual seed saving. So I was curious if they were rotting or not. Actually, before I move that, because I will forget what plant that is. That's a pepperzula. Okay. I'm going to put like... Let's see what's grown and what's not grown here. Because I might put a few onions in here or go from what's there. Yeah. I like to experiment with like different types of varieties. Loosen that up. Alright. I might have to turn this for a second. There we go. Make my life a little easier. All your soil out. I will say, I've not been a fan of trying to up-pot these things out of these. They're great for seed starting. These burpee self-watering containers. Got the root out without hurting it too bad. But I'm not a fan of how like flimsy it gets when you're trying to take stuff out. I will say that. Oh, you're actually pretty tall. Tall little fella. You're taller than I thought you were. I don't want to. Got you really to the side today, but that's okay. Make sure your base where you were covered is at least covered. No more, no less. It'll grow kind of sideways in that one. There we go. Or more, I think we'll put it right here for a second. There you go. Or right there. Yeah. Alrighty, let me see here. Kind of flip this back around just so I know what the onions are. Because I like being able to see these letterings and stuff and not worry about like these here where they're like big until they're like bigger trays. Because it just gives more room for light. In fact, I'll probably readjust these later just to help with that. So let's see. I got 1, 3, 4, 5. So I got 2 of the onion bushwhack. So it wouldn't hurt to put those here. How many? I think I put 2 of those seeds in there. I got 2 here as well. Yeah. There's actually 3 of these here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll put them in. Since there's 3, they'll finish this out. Because hopefully I won't be too much longer. I get my bits finished prepped so I can actually plant the onions. Because they'll won't be too much longer. They need to go on out to the yard. I might be making a mistake with moving the onions up hot in them, but like I said, they're kind of running out of... They're too big for being able to do what I kind of want to do with that, to give some chance for the other seeds. So we're going to up pot them to try to give them some chance to get some room to grow, but not get squished by the globe, not globe, the dome. I'm tired. I've had to wait for my battery to charge back up again before I recorded. I forgot to charge my phone when I started to get stuff ready to record. And the rest of these will wind up going in this big one over here. And there's room for some stuff that don't mind colder germination I might put in there to help kind of like use up as much space as I can, because I want to retop, kind of mark these, but top off with some soil so I can try, there you go, try to maximize what I have. Ow, finger, get out of the thing. Not to break these, but it's hard not to do it. I'll probably do a little still a short update on this little guy. I'm really working on building up a habit of recording. In this video, I'll actually work on editing, as I'm newer to doing videos. But the plan is to try to edit all the little shorts into one long of showing the over time growing of, especially this one, it growing up. But it's going to take me a little time because it's like, as I'm still learning some things with it. That and it's easier to keep up with little shorts than it is full-long videos. That everyone seems to like shorts, which I still do not understand this. For views of one video I put on day 3 suddenly shot up with 1,000 views, and I was like, okay. Apparently shorts are very nice compared to when you start your first video and other things, you only get maybe 4 views. But I still want to make like a day's video of the progression of Boji, pretty much. Get to see him, and then like I said, since we do got a second one, we'll kind of compare in 2 different environments. Just won't be following this one often, just be more sporadic on the updates once they're separated outside. Because we'll probably keep Boji in the herb garden on the deck, while Keg will be out probably either in the pepper and tomato bed or out in the grocery row garden. I don't know yet on that one, because that would be like the same with raised beds, but one more fuller sun compared to this one. But I kind of want to do in the ground and see how he does. Like I said, that's for whenever we actually get to that point. Kind of cleaning up here and try to make this nice. Oh. I still love that, like, they're such round leaves. Like, they're so cute and round. Like, I swear they look like basils too, so I'm really concerned, like, I'm really gonna have to try to keep these away from other basil plants. Because I have a feeling if I don't, and I ask for someone to go pick some, they're gonna pick the wrong thing and not know it, or going to cook with some fresh basil. But it's always so interesting to watch unfamiliar, like, seed, like, I can identify a lot of, like, vegetables, herbs, but seeing something new, like, trying new things of different herbs and stuff, it's always nice. I'm also debating, like, doing a theme with this, of sticking with, like, I wasn't even attempting that, but since I got Binner down, sticking with the Chinese, they go off of 5 taste, more not so much the taste of food, but the energies of it, like it goes with the seasons. But doing salty, sour, bitter, sweet, and pungent, like doing a theme with them, picking a plant, going that route, and then maybe when I finish that of seed challenges, going to like maybe some of the other medicines if they have stuff like that to kind of follow. Because I kind of find it fun and it's interesting to learn the herbs as you're doing them as well. Alrighty. I've got these potted up. Like I said, I'll do a little short video just updating them up in their pots. Why? So that way while I'm editing this, it's not going to be forever. Oh, that's an onion of Red Florence. kind of have to wait on it. But I'm excited this year. Even though I am a little concerned with the weather, how it's been. It's supposed to be, what is it supposed to be? A Nino. It's supposed to be a hot year, I think is what it's supposed to be. I'll have to look at my weather stuff again. But, well, I hope you enjoyed the video and hope to see you again.